All right, what is up, everybody? It's your boy George the Gamer back again, and we're diving back into Ban.land. You guys know I've been like obsessed with this server lately. We covered its history, from the wiki, and then even got to hear some crazy stories from a veteran player. But get this. Today we're going deeper than ever before because I got access to some chat logs. Like actual in-game chat logs from Ban.land. This is like a time machine right back to the server in its prime. Before we get into it, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, so today we are going to be revealing Ban.land, secrets revealed and lost, chat logs. So strap in and let's get started.
You know, something that I always thought was really interesting about Ban.land was just this like weird mix of anarchy and like actual order, It's an anarchy server, right? Like no rules, anything goes. But then you have like a whole king thing with Slathair, also known as Supreme Tech. Like he rises to power and it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, king and anarchy. I mean, that's crazy. How does that even happen?
Well, remember Alpha Cheater?
Oh, yeah.
The ultimate bad guy of Ban.land. This guy was just like terrorizing everyone, griefing people, raiding bases, and pretty much living up to his name. And Supreme Tech took him down,
Oh, yeah.
which was instantly made him a legend.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty epic, taking down the server's biggest villain. Yeah, I could see how that would earn you some respect. But wait, wasn't Ban.land already super dangerous, even without Alpha Cheater on the loose?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, like, just surviving was a challenge. The increased mob spawn rate, made it so tough. Remember what Amadeus Darius said? Even experienced players could get overwhelmed, even with all the fancy client mods. This server was not for the faint of heart, let me tell you.
Wow. So basically a hardcore Minecraft experience even before you factor in all the other players? It makes sense that like taking down a guy like Alpha Cheater would make you a hero. Did that automatically lead to him becoming king, though?
It was a big part of it, for sure. People wanted to feel safe. They wanted somebody to follow. And I think that desire for order, even in the middle of all this anarchy, is kind of where the spawn base comes in.
The spawn base. I remember seeing that a lot on the wiki. What was so special about it?
Imagine it like a symbol of defiance, almost like a symbol of community, like in the face of pure chaos. This base was constantly under attack. It was destroyed and rebuilt like countless times, but the players never gave up on it.
Wow, that's actually really inspiring. Like it shows that even in a world that's built for anarchy, people still want to like work together and connect with each other. It just makes you wonder what it was actually like to be a part of that community.
And that's where these chat logs get really interesting. They're like a time capsule, a window into the everyday lives of the players on Ban.land. Take Dayux, for example. We can actually see his journey from noob to legend unfold in these logs.
Okay, Dayux, from what I remember from the wiki, this guy becomes a pretty big deal on the server. What kind of stuff did we see him doing in the chat logs?
Well, at first, it's a lot of the typical known struggles, getting lost, losing his gear, constantly looking over his shoulder. Remember that one quote that was major at the time? That was like losing your base chords. Not as serious, but still.
Oh, yeah, I can feel the pain just reading that. Sounds like even the smallest setback could be, like, devastating at his server.
Oh, absolutely. But what's impressive is how Dux adapts. We see him learning all the trucks and the exploits, even becoming this master builder. Eventually, he's helping build the spawn base and joining these powerful factions like New Athens. Talk about a blow-up.
From noob to elite, it's like watching a classic video game hero's journey, except it's all real. It makes the whole Ban.land experience feel so much more relatable.
Definitely. And it really highlights another key part of the server, the complex social dynamics. You had to be on your toes, make alliances and pick your battles carefully to survive in that world.
And sometimes you had to take advantage of a good dupe, right? Dayus mentions a dupe era in the chat logs. Okay, so for those who don't know, what's a dupe and why was it such a big deal?
So basically a dupe is a way to duplicate items in the game. So imagine like suddenly everybody has access to infinite resources. The Christmas Eve dupe, or the book dupe as it was called, totally changed the game.
Whoa! Infinite resources. That's like an economic earthquake. I bet that caused some serious chaos.
It definitely shook things up. New Athens and Ballforce were the first ones to figure it out, and they became insanely powerful. Actually, the logs show that Ballforce only found out because they saw everyone in New Athens logging out and back in at the same time.
Oh, sneaky, sneaky. Even in anarchy, there's still strategy and espionage. But what happened when everybody else found out about the dupe?
Well, it created a huge imbalance. The players who knew about the dupe had a massive advantage. Eventually, the admins had to step in and nerf the duped items to try and restore some balance.
Man, I can only imagine the drama that unfolded. It makes you wonder about the whole idea of admin intervention on an anarchy server, right?
Totally. It's a classic dilemma, player freedom versus maintaining some kind of order. but let's not get too lost in the weeds here. We've got more juicy chat logs to dig into.
Right, you are. And there's one thing I really want to talk about: the map art. The stuff on the wiki was hilarious. Giant Seuss, Brute, and even Daddy Putin messages etched into the landscape. Who were the masterminds behind these pixelated masterpieces?
The map art is such a unique part of Ban.land's legacy. It's like they took griefing and turned it into art. It was also a way for players to leave their mark on the world, like digital cave paintings for future generations to discover.
And speaking of enigmatic figures, we got to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, with the server admin. What kind of insights do the chat logs give us about this mysterious overlord of Ban.land?
What's a bit of a mystery man, He doesn't really reveal much about himself in the logs.
So no origin story, no secret lair reveal? Come on. I was hoping for some juicy gossip at least.
Not really. He pops up every now and then to, fix bugs or address some drama. Drops his catchphrase, no Pepsi, no service, which is kind of funny, I guess.
No Pepsi, no service, haha, classic wit. Sounds like he had a sense of humor about it all.
Yeah, but he was also serious about keeping the server running. Remember that spawn radius thing on the wiki? Players were exploiting the spawn point and trapping new players. WID had to step in and increase the spawn radius to fix it.
Right, that was a big deal. A lot of players were upset about that change.
Yeah, it's tough, Even with the best intentions, admin actions can have unintended consequences.
It's all part of the Ban.land experience, I guess. So what about Supreme Tech's disappearance? Any clues in the chat logs about where he went?
Nothing concrete, I'm afraid. One minute he's active in the chat talking about plans for the server, the next he's just gone.
Poof. Vanished into thin air. Just like that.
It's the biggest Ban.land misery. Did he get bored?
Maybe he found a new server to conquer?
Or maybe he just wanted to escape the spotlight. Who knows?
I like to imagine him living off the grid, like a Minecraft hermit king with a crown and 1,000 stories to tell.
That's a cool image. All right, so we talked about the kings, the dupers, the admins, but what about the everyday players? What were they up to?
Yeah, let's hear some of those juicy chat log moments. What kind of drama was going down?
Oh man, where do I even begin? We've got Cineo trying to escape Spawn, declaring himself king, getting imprisoned by Daeox, and then threatening to crash the server with 200,000 arts.
Sounds about right. Classic Ban.land chaos.
Then we have Eddie CB99 obsessed with duping, hoarding resources like a digital dragon, and Mihaith. Don't even get me started on Mihaith. His drunken escapades in the chat are legendary.
Wait, hold on. Drunken escapades in Minecraft.
Oh yeah, let's just say some players took their Ban.land experience to the next level.
Wow. I guess even in a virtual world, people are still people,
Exactly, with all their flaws and quirks and hilarious moments.
That's what makes these chat logs so amazing. They capture the real human story of Ban.land. The highs and the lows, the friendships, the rivalries.
It wasn't just some abstract digital world. It was a community of real people living, laughing, and yeah, sometimes raging together.
Man, after diving into all of this, I'm even more convinced that Ban.land needs to make a comeback. Can you imagine what it would be like today, with all the new Minecraft features and a whole new generation of players?
I know, right? The possibilities are endless. It'd be insane. Yeah, that would be wild. But even if Ban.land never comes back, its legacy lives on in these chat logs, in the memories of the players, and all those stories that we hear.
Absolutely. It's a story of anarchy and community, destruction and creation, and this enduring human spirit that finds a way to connect, even in the most chaotic of worlds.
That's the magic of Ban.land.
So what do you think? Could Ban.land ever really be revived? Would you want to be a part of it? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world of gaming.
Thanks for joining us on this epic journey back into the heart of Ban.land. Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep those chat logs rolling.
Peace out.